All right, bourbon review time again. By the way, I just finished a piece of dark chocolate Dove, really good. Pro tip, dark chocolate's a perfect palate cleanser when you're going in between tastings or whatever it may be. And what's cool is they have these little, I think, little jokes inside. Yeah, be fearlessly authentic from Angela in New Jersey. Okay, not a joke. Angela, no offense, nobody gives a shit. That was stupid, sorry. All right, I'm very excited about today because we are going with this bottle of Penelope Toasted. And the reason why I have this bottle, I've got a buddy down the street that owns a liquor store. He was telling me that this one is allocated. The club that I belong to, the Whiskey Club, just did a full tasting of this entire lineup and I had to miss it. So I've never had any of these bottles before, but what he told me is this one is allocated again. So I think they're not gonna have, I believe they had one more bottle beyond this available. So all that to say is I'm extremely excited to try this. Much love the toasted double oaked Woodford that we had the other day. So let's get into this. And let me see, I know nothing about this at all, to be honest with you. This one is, it just says Char 1 Toast, heavy toast. And then the proof is 112. So this one might be a little bit spicy, but we'll determine that when we taste it. Aged 4 years, batch 22-02. So let's get into this. And by the way, I don't know if there's more beautiful bottling than Penelope's. I've seen them around. Like I said, I haven't really tried any of them, but that bottle is just beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, let's get into this. And this one's tough. While I'm struggling with this, again, Bourbon March Madness, just to take it a little bit further, what that is we're doing a 32 team bracket, much like you would see in March Madness, and we are pairing bottles one versus the other, and it's all bottles under 50 bucks. So you're not gonna see Pappy Van Winkles or anything like that in there. It's all stuff that we typically drink on a daily basis. Everybody taking part in that as our guests are, love that sound, by the way. I'm gonna name my second child that, who's due in May. Anyway, the participants taking place in that are there's 5 of them, and they're all different levels, from basically a very beginner, never even drank bourbon, all the way up to expert and everything in between. We want to give a good representation of, you know, depending on what your level of drinking bourbon is, what that might be. So I'm very excited to start releasing those and see how this all plays out. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, let's pour a little taste of Penelope Toasted. Gorgeous bottle. Okay, not as dark as the Woodford from the other day, but still has a really nice color to it. Again, let me stick my gigantic nose in here and see what we've got. I was told this might smell a little spicy, but I don't get that at all. The number one thing that comes out of this is a very bold cherry. And that's about it. Cherry with whatever, you know, kind of oak that you typically smell and when you're sticking your nose in a thing. So let's take a sip and see what we've got. Cheers. Whew. Very good, but definitely spicy. It tingles a little bit. But the spice is only kind of on the taste, the palate, not the back end of it. So it's not a lingering spice. It's more of it just hits you up front and it kind of smooths out from there. So very interesting, but I'm a fan. Let's go again. It's got your, again, very bold cherry flavor, but your classic caramel vanillas that you find, your oak that you find in your traditional bourbon. This is pretty good. I think I need one more sip. Let me get that for the finish. Yeah, a pretty moderate burn at the beginning, but the finish is surprisingly mellow. Big flavor explosion on this. I can see why it's become allocated. I don't know if this bottle's won any awards. I don't know much about it. If you know much about this lineup, please let us know, because I definitely want to get into the whole lineup. This is pretty good stuff. I don't like it as much as and that's not saying a lot because it was really good, the Woodford Double Oaked, but it's up there. It's got a lot of balance, really good. Let me go with, I think this is still a must-have. The scale I'm trying to use here is, 0 to 100. Anything 80 or over is kind of a must-have in your collection that you're going to drink. Anything 90 or over is, it kind of makes you tingle, gives you that little feeling, like a little bit better than a sneeze, if you know what I'm saying. Double entendre joke. But this is pretty good. Let's go with an 82 out of 100. Penelope Toasted, 82 out of 100.